With her speech, there's hope for Shorties. Please welcome.
I haven't always been short. I wasn't born short. Babies aren't measured for their shortness or their tallness. No, it's their weight that counts. And I didn't grow shorter. I grew taller, like everyone else. When I was at school, all my friends were the same height as me. It wasn't until I reached the age of 12 that things changed. The unthinkable happened. Everybody started to shoot up around me. And before long, I found that I was looking up to everyone. And it's been like that ever since. Me down here, and them up there. I found that all seats were too high for me. My feet were always dangling. And toilets were too high. And the seat on the bus, the school bus, was too high. And my feet were dangling. And I was forever sliding across the bench and bumping into people, which was far too inconvenient. So I came up with a plan. I went out and I bought myself a pair of platform shoes. It was great. I was 3 inches taller. And I strutted around as proud as Punch on my platform shoes until I realised that everyone else had bought platform shoes as well, even the guys. So there I was, 3 inches taller, but no better off, because everybody else was 3 inches taller as well. So, I've forgotten. Oh yeah, I know what it was for. What I did then was I resorted to wearing high-heeled shoes. And that was great, because I strutted around in the most unsuitable shoes just to give me that extra height. Until one day, the managing director called out, "Shorty, would you mind showing round these guests?" That was it. I decided that from now onwards, no matter what I did, I was short. And I got rid of the high-heeled shoes and decided to enjoy the perks of being a person of short stature. Being a person of short stature means that I can squeeze through large crowds easily. I can get into places at kids' prices. And I haven't got a headache, for I'm not like the rest of you, always bumping my head on things. But all joking aside, being short isn't the crutch that people imagine it to be. It's actually rather a blessing. In bed, I have much more room. In a 4'6" bed, it's positively luxurious. And my feet never hang over the edge. I can get into kids' clothes and shoes and avoid paying VAT. And consider being in a confined space, such as the back seat of a car or an aeroplane. After a little while, most people will be dying to stretch their legs. We little persons can stretch our legs and be altogether much more comfortable. I think that an advantage such as that is one that's bound to be envied by anybody in that same situation. But are these few examples the extent of the advantages of being a short person? Certainly not. There are medical advantages and physical advantages as well. Of the physical advantages, short people have faster reaction times. They have greater endurance. And they have the ability to accelerate their body movements faster or quicker. And this is why short people make such excellent gymnasts, skiers, martial artists, and figure skaters and many other similar sportsmen and women. the medical advantages, well, short people are less likely to require surgery for herniated spinal disc. They have lower cardiovascular disease, and their chances of contracting cancer is less. This does not mean that short people are immune to death. It just goes to show that their chances of living longer are greater. And when I get one of those niggly little problems and I can't reach something in the supermarket, I just go up to someone and smile sweetly. Say, would you mind getting that down for me? And this is a marvellous way of making people feel good about themselves. And at work, it's the same. You know, I can't reach my mug, so I put my head round the door and I say, is there a tall man about? And immediately every single man, short or tall, stands up. Do you know, the other day I was browsing on the net and I came across a website for short persons. And I'm going to read you what it said because there was a section there on dating and it came up with a whole load of tips. And the last tip that was on this website was this. Develop excellent verbal skills. This is a good way to demonstrate that you are intelligent and have important things to say. Like anything else, showing good verbal skills requires practice. Put yourself in situations where you have to speak. Consider joining a Toastmasters club. Well, I couldn't believe that. Anyway, attitude obviously determines altitude. And this is a positive way of looking at being short. And Dwight B. Eisenhower was once heard to say, it's not the size of the dog in the fight that counts, but the size of the fight in the dog. Yeah. So, fellow Toastmasters, life for Shorty Coutts is great! The sky's the limit!